Yeah, that's a nice bandpass dive, isn't it, guys? One of the new presets. And okay, so what's the news? We have just uploaded a new version of Go2-X. If you go in your current version on PC to this upper menu and go download latest, it will download the latest version. Of course, if you like to run it first, close your music program. On the Mac, we have a little error if you click on this download latest. Sorry for that. But what I did, if you are on Mac or on PC, in the info section, you can download the Go2-X. I made both the download installers ready. So, or you could log in, of course, and then download it. But it's available now. We also will update the Explorer 9. That will be tomorrow, but you already can run the installer of Go2-X. And even if you have the Explorer 9, you can scroll down on the download page of Explorer 9 and then as well see all the single products which are in the bundle, which are alphabetically ordered, and then you also can download a Go2-X. It's a nice bandpass sweep. Yeah, you see the modulation wheel changes. Yeah, the sound is okay. Image, the screen is okay. My chair is still squeaking, you hear? So it's not my back, it's the chair. So don't worry that my muscles are a bit too stiff. No, it's the chair. So yeah, I made a few other ones. A very nasty mid-range pad. So if you would download the installer, you go to pads and you click on order by date, you will see that these are the new ones. Except for Slowfox, I adapted that one a little bit, the tagging, and then it appears as a new preset, but it's an older one with an improved tagging. So the mid-range pad is really heel nasty. Then we have Solina Friend pad, and with that one, I put off the filter because the original Solina strings didn't have any high pass, or maybe a high pass, but for sure not a low pass filter. It was simply oscillators. Solina string, and then I made also another one, which is then more again a bandpass filter using one of the new filters, which is a zero latency filter. It goes into nothing. The modulation wheel makes it longer release, so that's really a nice sweep. And then we have the Go2 Outer Space pad. So this is how a pad sounds if you are out of orbit into space. So very dark. So these are a few of the new presets. Not that many, but they're very nice ones. This is a vocal slow Vox 3, which is change this. There's a very minimal symmetry modulation, which you also see here. If you move the dot here, you also can change the sound in another direction. yeah, so then there are some new ones in the ARP sequence bank. Oops. Oh, no, yeah, order by date. I need to click daytime digital ARP. Excuse me. What you see happening here is that I use the loop. So it starts and then it loops from step 9. And it has the step random, step 1. One step is doing random and each time it's 13. So, and we added the feature that ratcheting is off. So you need to put it on here and then it will appear. But if you have then the ratcheting mode of on cycle, it also will be off here. And now it appears. So this is also in the new update. So it doesn't really reflect what is happening. So the ratcheting is off. Put it off. So we added this update. So there's a little smoothing, and also the velocity was not working. Velocity, if you select on velocity, then this sets the threshold. So if you play this one very to the left, it always plays because the velocity, you see now it plays. But if you have then the velocity a bit higher, I need to play a bit harder to get the ratcheting. The playing around. So that's one of the new ones, and you see a lot of going on here. The modulation wheel also changes the mix from the delay. And let's see if we have more presets. We have this. More thing. This is chord mode. And what you always can do yourself is, of course, that will be a nice idea to use the free row. Let's see, use the free row. That will be a nice idea to do with this one. Modulates. I take the free row, up free row, control the decay from the amp. Okay. I keep it now, double click. Hear that? Hear the different lengths. So the free row controls the amp decay. Auto waveform. Let's see what auto waveform does to this. nice as well. Modulation wheel. Yeah, so let me save this one as well. Save preset as this one will be done in the next one. Dev II Arp. So this is the Dev II Arp. So I was just so this one is not in the new presets. Maybe I will make this one downloadable, this preset, because I like it a lot. Chord Deff II Arp. Excuse me. So in the info section, I have both the installers for Go2-X and this latest update with some new presets, which I'm playing now. And this Chord Deff II, I really should upload. I'm not sure if I have made more. Oh yeah, the from last time. I added also the from last. Last live stream. I made some sequences where I showed the arp with velocity to the set to the keyboard. Down here it is, and I had the other one. So these are now also. Now the velocity is set by the Arpeggiator. And you see how good this already sounds with one oscillator. That's another very sweet sound. So that's also a new one. But I will make this one, this Chord Deff II Arp, also in the info section. So drop this preset then in the Arp sequence bank. Of course, in the next update, we will add this one as well. So there we have some new sounds. I played a few in the pads. And the sound effects, for some reason, they had no tagging. So I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe because of the transform from Go2 to Go2-X, something went wrong. Some very cool sound effects. What an ugly sound. So this is essentially modulation. Where is it happening? Yeah. Sounds like real rain, isn't it? But it's an industrial up sound. This is a nasty one. So this is cool if you're doing some audio video work. Yeah, these are the Pentium coding noise. So this is a Pentium 1 coding noise. So I see somebody already installed. Yeah, cool, nice. So sorry, we have on the Apple the problem that if you have the first one installed of Go2-X, you click on download latest, that it pops up with the wrong information and something is wrong inside of it. Well, we fixed that in. So you need to download that one manually, which you can do now in the info section of this YouTube video. On the Mac, it all works fine. You can, sorry, on the PC, it works fine. You click on download latest, and then it goes to the browser downloads the latest installer. Of course, close your music program, and then you will have these new presets and some bug fixes and some little details we worked on. So when I click it now, it will say, Rob, you already have the latest version, which is Go2-X 1.00a. You have the latest version, so of course have the latest version now. So some of the new sounds in the FX section as well. I even made some new snares. Yeah, of course we have Punch for that. Still, sometimes it's nice to do some drum sounds. What is good with drum sound, it always shows how fast the envelopes are. Yeah, they are really punchy and nasty, fast in their response. Okay, so let me see if there is anything that I might have forgotten from the new so only a few. In synth sounds maybe. Oops, wrong one. That one we had. No, there's no new one in this one. Excuse me. So let me check, because we had the synth, yes. Arp and sequence, we played the new ones. No. That's a new one. Yeah, and you have the other ones. So yeah, I think we had it for now. There are no other things that pops up in my mind. So only a few. So in the pads bank, click on order by date, and then you will have a few new ones. The ones I played first, which is a very nice. What is new in 9 from 8? Yeah, it's this Go2-X, this new synthesizer. And the old lady is back. We have the Albino 3 Legend, which is the new one in the Explorer 9. So 2 new products at this moment. Of course, there will be more early next year. And the Albino 3 has now different types of user interfaces. It's VST3. We also had a small update of that one, by the way. Check for updates. And you see I have version 3.50b. So we had some issues here with the volume control, but that works now nice. So that's new, the Albino 3 Legend and the Go2-X. Here we go. Yep. Okay, let me see in the chat room if anybody has a question. Somebody asked me questions about headphones. Yeah, that's always a personal taste. I have 2 of them. This is an AKG. I also have an Audio-Technica, which is nice, but is a bit more bassy and has a lot of volume, I must say, this Audio-Technica. This is a pretty standard one. I think that one's very often used in studio. Let's see what the type is. It's a K270. It's okay. So and of course, it also depends on what you want to do. I think this one is a pretty neutral sound. You need to be, what is very good if you are looking for a headphone is that you take with you, if you're going to listen to headphones, if you take with you some reference music. So maybe you have a particular CD from an artist you know very well, you listen to it. Because once you start mixing on headphones, it's essentially possible, but you can make quite some mistake if, for instance, the low end is not correctly in balance. So sometimes they boost the low end in the headphones because you don't have big speakers, but it can be tricky. So and of course, it's also what you are used to in terms of you say that as a reference, because people say, oh well, you should have this, you should have that. I mean, it's if you know your speakers well, you can mix. If you know your headphones well, you also can mix. So what changed in Go2-X are many things. You can draw your own waveforms. I did not really. This is, by the way, the back panel. Still having a cough, wobbles. So that's something else what it's playing now. We added different distortion types. In the original Go2, you only had the power distortion, so you did not have an option here. And this is to sample rate. That's a very dirty. So we added more waveforms in here, far more spectrum waveforms. We have the user waveforms you can use then. The audio engine did get also the juice from bit 2, and you might know bit 2 from having a very analogish sound. So we use also part of the codes of bit 2 so that you have also very warm sound. So it's only a waveform, but yeah, it's known for its analog type of sounds. Let me see if you go to the pads. If you think, okay, I want to have a Jupiter 8 type of pad sound, don't look further. See how many harmonics there are if I open the filter. And I use the 12 dB filter, type 2, because when I make pads on my original Jupiter 8, I always use the 12 dB filter because that sounds a little bit more mellow. In the higher frequencies, you can make it darker. Rob, can you show a resonant filter noise pad in Go2? Yeah, I played that one essentially in the pad sound. That was very noisy, this one. Order by date, so it's in the new version. This one combines white noise with the square waveform. Okay, now that's still a bit, I need to select here the other track, which has Go2. This is the sound. By the way, that will be cool to have that one together with bit 2. So like this. Oh no, I have the wrong one. Sorry. Well, if I change here the fader, you see here, there's a mix between the square wave. So if I go fully down, it's only the noise. if I go up, it's only the square waveform. All combined. Polyphonic resonant filters? Yeah, well, I'm not sure what you mean by that. You mean more multiple points resonance. Not sure what you mean by that, because each note has its own filter and its own resonance. So if you would say, let's make a tuned one, I can do it. I keep the tracking here. I go down. And that's a cool trick here. You see, here's my cutoff frequency. If I use the right mouse button or use Control click on the Mac, you can set the value, set to value, and I can say, tune me the cutoff frequency to 440 Hertz. So now it's tuned. Now it's a tuned noise. And if you go, gonna make it little. So, but of course, if you want to have it tuned, you need to have open fully the key track. Because then it does follow the keyboard, make the cutoff frequency that it's tuned, and you still combine it with Oh, that's a nasty one. I need to see the volume. Ah, this is also nice, isn't it? I think I should save this one. Here we go, another preset, guys. Save preset as, how we call this? Denoise, Dareso. Which name? DaResoTock DivePad. Yeah, it should have a name. So, save preset. I think I should make that one also available for you. So, because otherwise you need to wait before you can have it. So in patch you can throw, I make it downloadable in a zip file, copy this file into documents, raw Papen, Go2-X bank folder, and then the pads bank. And the same is for the Mac applications, raw Papen, Go2-X bank folder, also pads. Then drop this DaResoTock DivePad, which is then a new one. This one has a slow attack. And this one, not. So that I should. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, well, if you want a core sound, you simply press bypass. Of course, the delay gives us a nice juice. So I make that one, and the other one was what we have in the ARP sequence. There you need to copy this preset, which is called, click order by date, Chord Deff II Arp. which was cool because I had there the free row connected to the decay from the amp. And you can see I use the modulation wheel, but the modulation wheel you see in the matrix is connected to the delays. Is there an upgrade from Go2 to Go2-X available at all? Yes, it's already out from the 17th of November. If you own Go2, visit My Products, and then you can click for the upgrade from Go2 to Go2-X, and it's $25. So it's already available for, let's see, almost 2 weeks. Yes. So that's the one, Chord Deff II Arp, and from the pads, this very nice noisy thing going down. Talk. Yeah, the sound quality, this is one of the other sound. If I shut down, so this is dry. You hear a lot of harmonics. Sounds very analog. Yeah, so this was from the live stream from last week. You can please watch that one because I explain a lot about the new features in the Arpeggiator of Go2-X. There was one bug with the velocity ratcheting, which is solved now in the latest version of Go2-X. We released today this update, and yeah, it's the sound is very. That one was with more oscillators, I think. It's nice for trance. So now the velocity is done by the keyboards. If you have by hitting some notes harder, so the velocity here is ignored. Of course, these type of sounds you will also find in Predator 3, and this velocity keyboard features you will find in all our plugins which have an ARP or a sequencer. If it's Subwoofer Bass 2 or Bit 2 or even RG. So this is the if it's to the left, it's the velocity from the Arpeggiator. If it's to the right, you have the velocity input from the keyboard while playing, which I'm doing now. So soft playing, harder note. And you can mix in between. So that's possible. So that's a very unique feature, I think, in our plugins, what we have with the ARP and the sequencer. Yeah, we added some new presets. We have the Great Bang by Klangwelt, which is a very nice sound bank. Some very different sounds. And here you see he has ratcheting off on. So Now it plays 2 on step 14. Watch step 14 plays 2 times ratcheting, but the other time it doesn't play ratcheting. These are also things because people requested ratcheting in the sequencer. So on step 14 it plays not 1 note but 2. So instead of 1/16, it plays twice 1/32 note. And if you have the sequencer set to half speed, it will be then instead of 1/8 note, it will be twice 1/16 note. But if it always would be on, it will be, I think, a little bit too repetitive. So we added these features, how you can add this ratcheting by playing off on or on off, or 2 off cycles, 1 on cycle, 3 off, 1 on, 1 on, 2 off, or even velocity responding. So it's really a ratcheting of version 2. Then in new is that we have this dynamic parameter here. I can MIDI latch it. Let's change it. Now turn the dial. And you can record this, of course, as controller or as parameter. Okay, let's see in the if there are still questions. Okay, resonance filter, yes, tuned noise. Essentially, we have in bit tuned noise as a waveform. Let me see if I can show you guys. 1 second, I need to pick bit 2. Okay, if I take default preset, where are you? Well, this is a steel drum from bit. Here we have tune noise. Essentially, the noise goes to a filter and then we tune it. But if you have the tuned noise here available, you don't need to use a filter for creating this tuned noise. So it's already there. And then you can combine it with the other sounds. I'm not sure if there's anywhere a pad or synth sounds. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I find a pad with the noise. This one uses a vowel filter. It's normal noise. Nice sound, isn't it? Space strip pad. So I added the normal noise to it because it has a separate noise oscillator here. The tune noise are only in the oscillator 1 and 2, which I also could pick, of course, but it's worked nicely. So there's no really a preset what I can think of my mind which has it. So if I pick it here again, tune noise, and we can combine it. recall, in the synths, I think there's one. Yeah, here's a normal noise. And this one, I mean, bit 2 is about subtractive synthesis, but it has a little tweak here, because you have each oscillator has its own LFO and own envelope, and if you use the envelope on volume, the oscillator only sounds for the time of the envelope, so very short, and this very short time, the oscillator 1 doesn't go to the filter, but it modulates here the triangle from oscillator 2. So if I shut down oscillator 1, you have this basic sound. But then the modulation by oscillator 1, by using the phase modulation, you got this attack sound. Okay, so it goes far deeper than the standard virtual analog machine, simply by adding these little features that you can do frequency modulation, ring modulation, and phase modulation, and that you can shut down the oscillator from going into the audio, going to the filter, but then only use it for modulating. So yeah, so then you have a lot of different sound options. Let me see if I... Okay, I think this one uses... No, also not tuned notes. But a little bit of noise. And here, a little trick here is that you hear the noise. Let me shut down the reverb. If I shut down oscillator 1, you hear that? The noise? This one. It's only very short. And that's because the filter envelope was used. And it goes to the filter. That's what the wobble watch you hear. But it's, hear that? If I would bypass that, you get this. But we have, so you have this little blow inside of it. So if I go back to the original. So yeah, that's these little things. I mean, bit 2 is very powerful, and one of the cool things is here, of course, the ribbon controller, which makes it so cool if you have particular sounds. Which, by the way, we also will do this ribbon controller once we release. We hope to release in the near future also Raw 2, which is a very hard synthesizer, but then we will add also this slider. So let me see if I go to the Arp banks. Here it is. It goes back. It's a ribbon slider, and what we added, of course, normally you don't have that on a hardware slider, that it goes back MIDI tempo bass, but that's what we have here. Bring back half a bar, and even can do it quantized so that it goes back in 8s quantized. That you see it? Chick 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 chick. Okay, so let me check. Yeah, tuned resonant noise back. Yeah, in Albino 3 I created a patch with the tuned noise using the filter. Already there I used this little trick. But of course you need to have a precise tuning option in the cutter frequency, because then the cutter frequency sets the basic tuning of this filter. Yeah, we have somebody mentions we have in Predator 3, because I'm not a fan of random things in general, because very often you get only RTD2 sound. So in Predator we have the special mode, wherein you have an intelligent preset variation generator. Nowadays, we also could call it AI. It's just a expensive word for an algorithm that we use. So here you press generate, and still useful. And that's, I mean, in most cases with Predator 3 and this intelligent preset variation, it's useful because instead of random changing the parameters, which most of the time ends up in something which can be used, we did something which can be used. Or this range. And you use that on top of it. Or you do this one and generate. So this is a far more intelligent variation product. And then, of course, you have the preset morphing, where you can say, I take two presets and generate one new for it. So, because essentially I hate the general generators, which you very often see on some other products. You press generate, and then after 10 times you have an effect sound. It still should be useful. So if I go to this preset, pick here something, change it, still useful. Oh, Vecto and Quad. Yeah, they are very nice. They are very great synthesizers. They came over from Rack Extension. People say, why does they look so different than your other products? But the reason is that they came over from Rack Extension. We made then the VST versions of it. Of course, they look a bit different. Have, of course, the you say that the user interface, like in the top section for the presets. But Quad is a very interesting one, because what it does, it uses the phase modulation. So here you see that, for instance, the arp. So this looks, and therefore you also see the pitch bend and modulation wheel. That's because that was also in the Rack Extension. But it's a very different synth, but very cool. I use it also myself in music making. It's again different. It's again totally different machine, and that I think is very cool. In our range of plugins, there's even a string model inside of this one. The manager is still there. That's the same as you have with the other ones. So this one uses the string model. It's very different. And of course, if you like from the past, the track, I take another one. 1 second. de facto, you see, that also looks like the rack extension has the modulation wheel, but that's great for it's very nice choirs on board. Some percussion. I like the pad sound from it. Change it. This is a little bit reminds many people of the sequential. Now the name doesn't pop up, but you have regular waveforms and sample waveforms, and with this XY you can morph between these four. So it partially looks very similar to the Blue 3 concept, but it's everything is in front, so it's a little bit more easier to use than a Blue 3, which is very complex, which is still great if you want to go deep editing or enjoy the presets. Yeah, very nice indeed. The 50 sounds, that's a good point. Like these. Okay, let me see the chat room. Yeah, all of our synthesizers have their own special things, their own presets, their own vibes. Sometimes presets are a bit crossover. Yeah, they profit, yes, you're right. A bit crossover, but each has its own power. Yeah, I used also for vocal things, choir sounds. Yeah. Somebody asked about a bank manager. Well, that's currently not in Albino 3 Legend because we need to learn still a lot more about the code. I need to see how we put in the tagging. You know, the preset has a particular size, and then we want to add some additional data, and you need room for it. So it's a bit more complex thing to achieve. So that will be for sure next year, and then we also can look into getting it a native instrument and cast compatible thing synth. Many presets, of course, some cool stuff. Also, Jamal had some great synth sounds. I'm just playing a few of them. Somebody's asking about the clock syncs to the DAW. Sure. You can sync the XY. If you would do a movement, you can quantize it. Here's the quantize option. So we have a lot of quantize features in all our synthesizers. So okay, guys. Yeah, well, that's a little bit for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You always can watch it back. The downloads for Go2-X are in the info section, but I will remove them later on this evening. And then please log in and visit the preset visit the download in the download section of Go2. And if you have the Explorer 9, you can go to the Explorer 9 download page, scroll down until you see Go2-X, which is named Go2 version 2, which is an extra text Go2-X, and then you can download it from there. So there's no need to download again fully the Explorer 9. You also can scroll down in the download page and download the single installer. But we definitely will send a newsletter because, yeah, we have the Go2-X update with the new presets, and also we have a small update, bugs fixes in the Albino 3 Legend product. So I go out with this new sound from in Go2-X, and that one I will also be in the info section after the stream. These two presets, again, two presets. One, drop the, if you don't have a now, if you install now the new one, you will not have this one. So I will add them in the info section. This DaResoTock DivePad, and from the ARP1 preset. But I will put it in the info section. So once we are done, wait a few minutes and I will upload these. Thanks for watching. Stay well, enjoy creating music, and see you next week. Bye-bye.